Today, we have a chance to talk with someone who has been in the crypto space for many years. Through her YouTube show, The O Show, great name, she has become the largest and most watched female crypto content creator, breaking down the latest in crypto and NFT news. Please welcome CryptoWendyO. Kudos to you on all the success.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me. I am very excited to chat with you guys. Fingers crossed my 5-year-old does not come in.
I know, we already got a chance to say hi to her, but I mean, if she peeps in, she peeps in. Crypto, so I just want to jump into kind of the idea around crypto really just still having a bad rap, right? I mean, clearly we're us here, you know, we understand it, we talk about it regularly, we're so involved in it, but what are some of the things that maybe you're doing with your content to change these perceptions, and why is it so important to maybe change some of the more negative perceptions around crypto? You know, that it's like more of a bros club, that it's just a get rich quick scheme, and all of those things. I definitely think those are fundamental to moving us towards mass adoption.
Well, first off, crypto still is very much a bros club. When I look at my YouTube analytics and I get compared to other channels, it's like 15 male channels, and then there's me. So
yeah.
Part of what I do is because I don't come from a tech savvy background. Like that's just not who I am. So when I first got into crypto end of 2017, I saw this immediately. It was like, oh my God, there's all these dudes, there's all this tech heavy stuff, like whatever. So I just took 10 minutes out of my day and I started educating myself, because everybody's got 10 minutes. And one of the things that I started to do is started to create content, post charts, all that type of stuff. And one of the reasons why I'm still in crypto today is because there needs to be more female representation. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, crypto is a level playing field. Anybody can join and participate. Yeah, that's great. That's a great concept. That's a great idea. But at the end of the day, when I look back at certain experiences that I've been through and I talk to my dude friends about it, they didn't have to go through that. So crypto still does have its issues, but at the same time, the great thing about it is a place that anybody can get in. You can create your own communities. You can do all of this really, really great stuff, because we're still technically early. As far as crypto being a scam, yeah, there's a lot of bad projects out there. There are some bad actors, but realistically, when you take a step back and you look at different industries, there's always bad actors. For example, the healthcare industry. There's bad doctors. There's bad healthcare partners. When you look at police departments, same thing. You've got really great cops and you've got really bad cops. In the real estate market, same thing. You've got really good real estate agents and really bad real estate agents. So it's about taking a step back, analyzing what's happening, and putting yourself in situations that you feel comfortable with. Don't invest in something unless you've done your research. Make sure that you're using disposable income. So there's different steps that we can take to kind of protect ourselves in that aspect.
Yeah, I love that. And thank you, by the way. I'm trying to do a similar thing when it comes to female content creation on the fintech side, broader fintech space. So appreciate the paths that you've paved here.
No, absolutely. I love that as well. When I started following you on TikTok over a year ago at this point, loved your content and your YouTube channel as well. I love your live streams breaking down the charts. As someone who also makes content, I'm just curious to know, you started making content, but then you started doing these crypto meetups. Why did you feel like these were needed? Like, what purpose do you think they serve for you?
Okay, so this is actually how it was, like kind of the chicken or the egg, what came first. I started posting content on crypto Twitter because I saw all these anonymous dudes like posting their charts. I was like, I can learn how to do that. I took trig, I took calculus, like I can do this, because it's all math backed. So I started posting my charts and people liked it. And then I was like, okay, I was very into being an entrepreneur at that time. I'm still an entrepreneur, but I went on meetup.com and I started looking at all of these different meetups, and you had to pay back in 2017 and 2018. You had to pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to attend these events. And I'm like, I'm poor. I have no money. Why am I paying $1,000 to listen to somebody shill a coin when this stuff should be accessible to everybody? That's what Bitcoin is. That's what crypto is. So then I hosted my first meetup. It was in a really, really small, like dive bar in a very small town in our city. And there's 3 people that came. And then I just kept hosting. And then more and more people came, and like they didn't necessarily go viral, but more people got excited. So we started doing the TA meetups at Crypto Space in San Pedro once a week, free technical analysis meetups, where it was me and a group of people. We talked about, learning TA, how we're trading, how we're investing. And then we started doing all these other meetups at breweries and coffee shops, places where people could come and, pay for their own food and whatnot, because I didn't have sponsors. And I started the YouTube channel to live stream these, because my audience on Twitter is like, like, we want to see this stuff. So if you look at my first YouTube video, it is literally me in front of, like, all awkward in front of a camera, like, hey, I'm doing a meetup, come, like, whatever. And they caught on and people liked it. And now people across the world are doing the same thing, and I'm here for it.
Absolutely. I used to go to those meetups back in 2017, 2018. I remember I was living in Austin at the time, and those were huge. And you're right, some of them were expensive to go to. So I'm really happy that you started doing them for free and offering them to be more inclusive. So that's awesome. So I'm curious to know, so you started getting involved in crypto, 2017, 2018. What do you see some trends? What did you see in the trends back then? And I'm curious to know, like, obviously crypto has grown up now, it's starting to change. Are those same trends still around? What do you see that's different now than it was before? What do you see is going to be different 2-3 years from now than it is now?
Okay, so I originally heard about Bitcoin the first time in 2011, and I dismissed it because I was like, "This stuff is weird. Like, this is weird." I wasn't, I wasn't feeling very confident. Like, I was just getting my life back together. Then in 2017, I read the Bitcoin white paper. I was like, "Okay, this makes sense." But back in 2017, the only way to make money in crypto, you had to actually trade. We didn't really have. We had master nodes, but most of those went to zero. We didn't really have DeFi that was built out. Like, all the layer 2 solutions weren't built out. So we're in like this really bizarre space. So now fast forward to 2022, we've got all these ecosystems that are built out that are usable. And we actually have NFTs that are like fully functional. Back then you had CryptoKitties, and I don't want to say Ethereum crash, but the CryptoKitties transactions would really clog the network up. Like, it was insane. So it wasn't that, I'm not saying Ethereum crashed, but that's kind of what it felt like. Like, sometimes you'd send it, you couldn't even use Ethereum. But now we've got all these new solutions. I personally think NFTs are going to take off, and we're going to see, and one thing I'm going to tell the audience is pay attention to NFTs that are utilizing IP, intellectual property. There's a big secondary third market for that on the back end, especially in the entertainment industry. And I really feel like in the next 5 to 10 years or 2 to 3 years, we're going to see DeFi projects really get more built out. They're going to be more accessible to people. We have regulation encompassing, but also too, NFTs are going to be the key for mass adoption for everybody.
That I love that. Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely some, like, people aren't so sure how NFTs are going to go. So I'm really happy that you addressed that.
Yeah, and one question I had, Wendy, is when you've been looking at different projects, we always talk about all the time about we're stepping back and just looking at crypto projects as a whole, projects that have performed well and some that haven't performed so well. And we're in a new space. We want to pinpoint the ones that performed well and what they did, but also the projects that haven't performed well. What are some of the biggest mistakes that you've seen in these projects and the ones that didn't really get off the ground, Wendy?
So this is the thing. When we're talking about crypto, we're talking about people that are super, super tech savvy. They're really smart in math. They're really smart in science. They're really smart in, all of that, in STEM. Well, guess what? When you are smart, when you've got a math brain, a math brain generally does not work the same way a communications brain works or an artist brain works. These things are completely different. So when you're looking at projects, you have to look at who's on the team. Do they have a person that's good at communicating? Who's their PR? Who's their marketing? Are they, like, one of the things that, because I do consulting on the back end also, one of the things I look at is the website. If I cannot figure out what the heck your project does within the first 2 minutes of reading your website, that's a big red flag. That's a problem to me, because I'm pretty tech savvy now. I'm pretty versed now. I've been in this space for a while. But when you have an average person that goes to your website and they're like, what the heck is this? What is that? That's going to be a problem. So one of the things that I like to do, I like to actually, what's the utility? Who's on the team? What are they building? What are they promising? Do we need this? But another thing too is, like, it's not just on the projects, it's on the people that are investing. A lot of people will get so excited and buy into the hype, and they do not practice risk management. That's why I practice something called a moon bag, where when I'm in profit with something, I'm taking profit out, I'm removing my initial investment. And that way, if something happens with the project and the project goes to zero, I'm okay. I'll be fine. But that's a big problem we have. It's not just the teams, but it's also the people investing, because crypto is not a get rich quick scheme. You actually have to have some sort of skills to get rich.
That makes a lot of sense. Those 2 points that you mentioned, one was, doing risk management, taking some off the table if that's part of your portfolio strategy, as well as making it plain English what your project does. That's something that I always try to look at when I'm investing and doing my due diligence, is if I can understand what the project is pretty quickly. So that makes sense. So we always like to end the show with where people can find you, Wendy. How do people stay in contact and follow what you're doing?
Thank you guys for having me. This was super, super fun. All of my handles are at CryptoWendyO, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. If somebody messages you and is like, how's your trading going? That is not me. I love y'all very much, but I don't
Yes.
have time to message you guys. I also have a website with a free newsletter, Wendy's White Paper. And if you guys want to contact me, you can go to the website, send an email, I'll respond, or someone from my team will respond. And just be very careful. Don't click on really weird links, and sending you all love and light.
Amazing. Oh my
Thank you,
gosh.
Wendy.
Thank you so much, Wendy, for joining us. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
That was awesome. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We'll see you tomorrow.